guys, and welcome back to another episode with Tanoko 1, where we are reacting and discussing the newest episode of Supernatural. This week it is 11/12, Don't You Forget About Me, where is hinted and rumored to be a backdoor pilot to a new spin-off show, Wayward Daughters. You know we're all very excited, and anybody who isn't is just, one of the Just the Brothers fans who hates life, apparently. So very excited. I loved this episode. I really, really did. I love Claire, Alex, and Jody. I mean, the only thing that could have made this better was Donna. In which case, I can understand why she wasn't included yet. We got to work up to that. But she'll be in the spinoff. When they pick it up. Because, oh my God. I mean, seriously, we already have our own merchandise, logos, everything. I mean, it's a huge deal. We created this, guys. We created Wayward Daughters. And now it's fixing to become a thing. This is amazing. Kudos to you. High five. So, like we always do, bunch of questions and stuff were submitted, in which case I will be answering them in this video. For those of you who are new to my videos, you can submit a question down below in the comments section, or you can either submit a question on my Tumblr at tanoko1.tumblr.com/ask. And just let me know it's for the next reaction video, and I start taking questions as soon as the episode airs. Usually I try to do the video the next day, but life doesn't always allow for that. So, let's get started, okay? Words Sometimes Fail asked, what do you think of Alex's decision to leave? If they pick up that thread in a later episode or in the spinoff that is totally going to happen, how do you hope they'll handle it? I actually think Claire and Alex are complete mirror parallels of Dean and Sam, actually. You have Claire, who probably wanted to drop out of high school to take up hunting, that wants nothing to do with college because she wants to, basically stay in the family business, who has a problem with authority, has lots of issues as far as, not feeling loved and feeling left out, and wanting to prove herself and that she's a warrior and a fighter and a hunter and just all these different things, and it's just so amazing to me. And then you have Alex, who grew up with the supernatural screwing her over and wants to get away and doesn't want anything to do with it, and so she escapes by wanting to go away to college. God, that sounds familiar, don't you think? Except, of course, because of the popularity of the show, something's going to happen and she's going to get dragged back into it. Dad's been on a hunting trip and he hasn't been home in a few days. That is literally what is going to happen. And hopefully we have Jody and Donna get involved and they all live in the same house, and just, it'll be great. It'll be so great. I'm so excited. They're female Dean and Sam. They're female Dean and Sam. And just, I'm so excited. I mean, they have their own original storylines, of course, and they have their own back history that's different, but they're just, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Yeah, it's gonna be great. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Anon said, I think you are the cutest ever. When you fangirl in your videos, it makes me squee blush and I have the urge to hug you. I'm sorry, this probably sounds creepy and weird to you, but I just think you're very adorable. Aww. You're embarrassing me. That's very sweet and not creepy at all. Thank you. That's very sweet. I'm really glad y'all like my videos. I'm glad you like my videos so much. Because I actually worry about boring y'all. Because, yeah, I worry about everything. I'm a paranoid beaver, so I worry about everything. But I'm glad that it's not boring and that people can relate to my videos and my reactions. I'm all embarrassed. Okay. But yeah, I appreciate you letting me know. That's really sweet. I appreciate it. And it's not creepy, I promise. Alright, Castiel's Darkness asked, I've seen some backlash against the girl's actions in the episode, but I think a character needs depth through their flaws. Nobody's perfect, and a character scripted that way is a Mary Sue. How do you see the girls? First, I'm going to touch on the idea of a Mary Sue. And the negative connotations only seem to really exist when applied to a female character. Batman is a Mary Sue. He's rich, he's a genius, he's athletic, he has limitless amounts of money. Nobody ever notices, hey, he's Batman. He's a jerk to his friends who all love him, you know, unendingly. He has limitless love interest. Everybody wants him. Yeah. He's a Mary Sue. Does he get flack for that? No. Because he's Batman. When you have a female Mary Sue, well, then it's a problem. And Lord have mercy on the author, because people are going to rip that girl apart, or that character apart, piece by piece, and then set her on fire like it's a witch fire, like it's a witch hunt. And it's just like, really? Seriously? You know, because I know we've all read some Mary Sues in our life, or we've written Mary Sues in our life, and we write them and read them because at that point in our life, we freaking needed that Mary Sue. You know, because it's just important. You know, Mary Sues are important. I mean, yes, you know, when you know better, you do better. But they hold value, and Batman is still going strong, so shut up about Mary Sues. Like, seriously, let it go. You don't like it, don't read it. You don't like it, don't watch it, you know? But don't yan about it. Nobody cares. But on to the backlash of the girls. Seriously, what the heck could you not like about the episode, other than the fact that probably the boys were not the main focus of the show, and if you are just a Brothers fan, you need to go somewhere else, because it is no longer about the boys. Hasn't been just about the boys since the end of season 2. When Ruby showed up, and it suddenly became about, oh wait, there's 3 characters working on this, and then season 4 showed up, and now there's 4 characters working towards this, and it's just grown. You know, seriously, the show would have died out if it had been just about the brothers at this point, because that would be boring. It would have gone stagnant, it would have been boring. As much as we love the boys, that would have limited and crippled the show severely. And I'm probably going to get so many dislikes on this video because of that comment. So, I thought it was an excellent episode. Like I said, I think Claire and Alex are Dean and Sam parallels. And I love the fact that Jody just gives, man. She literally takes these 2 damaged teenagers into her house and just becomes mom. Like, just, yes, these are my children now. I didn't give birth to them, but they're mine. I raised them myself from birth. You know, oh God, I love Jody. She's my hero. She is so my hero. And this woman has been through her own crap, you know, and she's so patient. She not only takes these 2 teenagers into her house, she takes 2 very damaged teenagers into her house. You know, you've got Alex who is basically was raised, kidnapped, and then raised and conditioned, you know, by these vampires and made to do what they wanted and be human lure and be bait, but at the same time that they're using her and basically this is abuse. The mother loves her and takes care of her, and you know, and has no intentions of turning her, and you know, and is good to her. And so you've got serious Stockholm syndrome going on here, and Alex, you know, loves the mother and feels a loyalty to these people, even though it's a screwed up situation. You know, you have her going from, you know, and then having, it's so messed up. And then, you know, and then you've got Claire, who literally as a child has her father taken from her by the supernatural. And suddenly something is walking around wearing her father's face, and is not the man she knew, and just suddenly disappears, and she doesn't know why. And then her mother disappears, and you know, I think she went and lived with her grandmother for a while, and then like probably nobody believes her that monsters are real and they're to screw up your life. You know, even if you are a devout Christian who grew up believing in God and angels, heaven will screw up your life, you know. And just like, oh, she has so many issues. This child is an orphan now, you know? And for years, she has survived on her own without either of her parents. You know, she lost her dad a second time, and her mom basically just sort of bailed, you know? And not saying anything against Amelia, you know, but just, yeah, they're damaged, you know? They're more screwed up than the Winchesters were at the beginning of season 1. I mean, these kids are messed up. Like, literally, Claire's nearly gotten raped in an episode. You know, Alex has had to basically pimp herself out. And then, you know, old men wanting to do horrible, disgusting things with her. And she knows it. And you know, and then turn around and use them as bait. In which case, some of them people getting eaten, I have no sympathy. But then just like, I mean, they're damaged. It just, you know, how can you have any flack over it? I mean, seriously, they're adorable. They're great. They're real people and real characters. And Jodie is doing the best that she can given the situation and is not judgmental over the fact that, hey, Alex is thinking about sex. And Alex and Claire fight like sisters, and it's not a happy, peaceful show, and Claire's so obviously very insecure and uncomfortable living there. In which case, I still have the very, very strong headcanon that she wanted Dean and Cass to ask her to live with them. And she was really hurt that they didn't. Because we've got her researching on her bed, in case anybody missed it. She has Grumpy Cat in her arms, which is the cutest freaking thing ever. Yeah, it was so adorable. I was so happy. I was like, oh, if only Cass knew. Oh, and then I remembered Castifer, and then I was sad. Because when she called Dean, he was so excited to actually hear from her. Like, he had been waiting for her to call and had missed her. Because he's immediately just grins and is just like, yeah, I've been waiting on your Caddyshack review. And then goes into serious mode when he realizes something's wrong. And I'm just like, but I really hope we get a Wayward Daughters. I will watch every episode, never miss a single one. I will buy every season, you name it, I'm gonna buy it. Shut up and take my money, CW. I'm not playing with you. Anon asked, what do you think will eventually become of Claire's character should the Wayward Daughters not get picked up? How will the writers handle her? Will she end up like Jo? She better freaking not. Because, okay, first of all, fans would riot. Misha Collins probably flip a desk. Just, that's my daughter! Secondly, in canon, Dean and Cass would freak out and, like, you know, flip desk and rage and trash everything and kill everybody because they already lost Charlie. I mean, come on, they just, no, you earn a spot in their heart, and if you take these people from them, it's going to destroy them. And it's just like, and again, killing another female character for the purpose of, you know, man pain doesn't have the emotional impact that they mean for it to, because it's mostly done for shock value and reaction at this point. And unfortunately, because they've used it so much, all it does is make fans angry when it happens. So that literally it would have such a strong negative backlash like Charlie, except worse, because this is still a raw open wound for the fandom, that they'd pretty much have to immediately fix it, or they're gonna like have shot themselves in the foot like 3 times over. I mean, it's not gonna end well. It's not gonna end well. Second of all, actually a lot of fans like Claire way more than they did Jo. Jo was not popular when she first came out. It's probably because of the fact that literally in the commercial, she's introduced, or like in the promos and stuff, she was introduced as a love interest for Dean. Even though he's not interested whatsoever. She's like a kid sister who won't go away and has a crush on him. And he's just like, that's nice. You're like 12. Stop. No, ain't gonna happen, ever. You're the kid next door. No. you know, until she was convenient, which, wow, massive, massive respect drop when he did that, our whole last night on Earth. And then, of course, my respect for her shot through the freaking roof, because she's just like, yeah, no. I was like, thank you, for the love of God. Just, that was so freaking disrespectful. She was convenient, and that's all that was. And it just pissed me off. So I think Claire, I would hope the show has learned from Charlie and the fact that the entire fandom was outraged. And, you know, at the con where fans basically demanded, and the actors sat back and just sort of let it happen, because they're like, yeah, no, we disagree as well, but we can't say anything because our jobs are on the line and we're constantly being threatened with it if we argue with the powers that be. So we're just going to let the fans do it and enjoy every minute of the show. Does anyone have popcorn? This show deserves popcorn. As I gloat smugly. Because you had this coming. Jackass. So, that also brought me joy. Because killing Charlie was stupid. Final question. Otaku Lady Love said, where do you think they're planning to take Lucifer this season? And do you think Supernatural will have a season 12? I don't know where they're going to take Lucifer this season. Because, okay, first of all, the way that they do it with Supernatural, the way they seem to have gotten in the habit of it, is they end a season with the next big bad basically being introduced. Rather than just ending it on some sort of cliffhanger or something. So you kind of expect, okay, new bad guy, which I don't like. Because why can't something bad just happen? And end it on a cliffhanger, like an emotional cliffhanger this time, rather than, you know, okay, Amara's loose or Dean's a demon or something emotional and traumatic that just, like, the character's emotional happiness is on the line rather than their lives. Because when you're writing, one of two things needs to always be happening. Either there are two things always need to be at stake. Either the character's emotional happiness and well-being for the rest of their lives, or their physical well-being needs to be threatened. So, you know, again, to always progress the story. And every scene should either progress the plot or should either develop the plot or develop the character. If it's not doing the two things in either flip side, then you need to get rid of the scene. So I'm not really sure what they're going to do, because I have the expectation that they'll end the scene with, okay, dun dun dun, you know? And, which is kind of overdone at this point. I mean, the cliffhangers are always great. They do great work. But it's just like, plot twist, new bad guy. The situation is worse. You know, season 1 ended with Dean and them getting into a car wreck. Completely accidental, I believe. You know, that landed, you know, and you didn't know what happened. You know, that kind of stuff. Why can't random just stuff happen or something at the end that's just like, wow, I didn't see that coming, because I was so focused on this over here. Something completely ordinary and mundane happened. So I kind of want to say that somehow Lucifer is probably going to become, you know, I don't know. How are they going to top Amara as the bad guy? Lucifer's already been the bad guy. You know, so it's not, going back to him being the bad guy isn't really that much of an issue, because Winchesters have all this lore on him now. I would think there'd be some way to get the keys to the apocalypse, or the Four Horsemen's rings. You know, do something. It's just, him being the main big bad is not really a threat. You know, he's not as scary as he used to be. In which case, you know, not really sure he even wants to destroy the world anymore. He seems to be enjoying it. Feeding ducks, watching children play at the park. He definitely wants to defeat Amara, but I don't think he wants to destroy the world. What he wants, no idea. And I don't know how they could end the season, you know, with, you know, stress. But this season's been pretty stressful. You know, leading into the next season where it's just like, you know, oh my God, on top of everything else. I'm really not sure, you know, unless somehow, I don't know, rather than bringing back Michael, God somehow makes, I don't know, Sam and Dean into archangels. Because Lucifer's going to need all the help he can get. That would be awesome. Let me explain you a thing. You know, just, yeah, that would be cool. Like, Gabriel comes back, Sam and Dean are archangels, Cass is returned back to full health and power. And so now you have 5 archangels who are ready to kick ass, take names, you know, snap necks and cash checks. You know, and Amara's just like, FML. So, pretty much. Yeah, that would be awesome, actually. But they wouldn't do that, because they wouldn't do that. And it makes me sad down to my soul. Down to my soul. Robbie, if you're watching this, you feel free to pitch, with my permission, the idea that, hey, this is a thing we could do, because God's not going to get involved, but he would give them the tools to, you know, fight the darkness themselves. Kind of like erasing Sam's demon blood, or the fact that he keeps bringing Cass back to life, and all this other different stuff. You know, he doesn't necessarily get directly involved, but he does nudge situations to where it could be resolved, and makes it easier for them, makes it less hopeless. So yeah, I'm very nervous. And do I think we'll get to season 12? I think so. This season has been much, much better than the past 2 seasons. You know, in which case, if we do get to season 12, it'll probably be the last season. You know, and it'll be so weird once the actors move on to different jobs and get on different shows, and I'm not really actually sure how well that's going to go over. Or like what kind of I can't picture it at all. At all. I just can't. I can't. I mean, what if Jared has to cut his hair? I mean, think about that. What if they try to get him to cut his hair for a role? That just, you know, he's a walking L'Oreal commercial. They can't make him do that. And, so it's just like, I really hope we get to season 12, because I'm not ready to let go. And I really hope we get Wayward Daughters, because that would make letting go so much easier. In which case, would be very smart on their part, is if they create a spin-off right as they're planning to, you know, let Supernatural die, finally. So yeah, I hope we get to season 12. I really, really do. You know, in which case, I hope that with the show ending, they will finally make Dean and Cass canon, because, you know, the show's gonna end. What if they got to lose? I mean, seriously, you know, what do they have to lose? They're not trying for a new season after that, you know. They can do whatever they want. And it's just like, screw the man. I mean that, like, not referring to Dean and Cass. I meant more like, you know, whatever. But it just, yeah. I really, really hope so. That, like, the timidness that you've seen as far as, okay, we got to tread lightly, not step on toes, don't be controversial. Lots and lots of subtext, but hey, let's not make anything canon, because we will all get fired and our careers will be ruined. Blah, 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 blah. You know, I'm very, very hopeful. Like I said, especially if this season or next season is the last season, make Dean and Cass canon. Let them be happy and together. You know, Sam and Eileen, that's a thing that could happen. Can we bring Dorothy back too, by the way? Because I also ship her and Sam. And so if we could get a love triangle between him, Eileen, and Dorothy, that'd be fabulous. Oh my gosh. Or plus, you know, Lucifer constantly flirting with him. I mean, everybody loves Sam. We should do the thing. Sarah's not there to flirt with him no more, so I'm just like still sad over that. I will never forgive the writers. You killed my girl, dude. I shipped her and Sam for 7 years. You brought her back and killed her. Well, first of all, you married her to somebody else and had her have his baby. And then you killed her. You killed 1/2 of my OTP. Not, I'm gonna quote Jack Sparrow here, but stop blowing holes in my ship! And we're back with slight technical difficulties because, hey, me and Gravity, it's a thing. It doesn't work out. We're gonna break up. But yeah. This episode, I think, is quite shorter than, this episode with Tanoka 1 is actually shorter than the others. Like I said, you are more than welcome to submit questions, ask, reactions, comments, anything, either in the comments below or on my Tumblr, tanoka1.tumblr.com/ask.